good evening, good evening, good evening, and an extra good evening, and welcome to another edition of the Ohm Service Live, your weekly fun-packed, fill-packed shenanigan, news, views, and all that good stuff. Hello and welcome.
Breathe. Breathe. Breathe, for God's sakes. For those of you who can count, man down.
Man down.
Yes, man down. Betty, darling, I hope you're feeling better soon. Indeed. Bloody hell.
Extra huggles for little Betty.
And you can't tell me off for not mentioning him this week.
Buddy doing a whoopsie in the kitchen. Oh, beef.
Easy, Tiger, easy. Enough of that.
Good evening, everybody in chat. Hope you're all well. Good evening, everybody on the replay. Hello.
Thank you for joining us eventually.
Good t-shirt, gotta admit.
Thank you. Birthday present from Betty, bless you.
Mm-hmm. Some girls do wander by mistake.
So you help them.
You guide them.
Dangle a kebab in front. Yes.
Talking about kebabs, I saw on Facebook the other day, I don't know whereabouts in the country, but they're doing a kebab in a bread bun,
Right.
and then they're deep frying it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's heart attack material.
Oh yeah, serious heart attack material, but...
Jesus, what's next? It's bad enough you can get munchie boxes down here now. And it's literally like a shoebox filled with chips and then slathered with various bits of meat on top. It's carnage. Even I sort of open it and go, oh my God.
Even my veins would start going, no, really?
No.
Really?
Saying that, we experimented last night. Dawn was over and I ended up doing a Moroccan-style minced lamb dish.
Oh, yeah.
Ho, 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 ho. That was some good food. But, honest, I don't know what it is about Morrison's at the minute, but their range of spices and cooking sauces and all that, it's gone through the roof. It's brilliant.
I think Morrison's I think they've had a kick-up bum, to be honest with you.
What, with COVID and that? Yeah.
Well, I think because obviously everyone's either going to Lidl, Aldi's or Tesco's, especially around this area in Asda. They've needed to jolt the sins out a bit. I think they laid on the laurels for quite some years.
Oh, they did, but I mean, there's A-Ups started. If you want heart attack material in nuts as a takeaway, doing a triple quarter pounder burger with a portion of doner meat in a burger and 4 slices of cheese.
Well, they went overboard with cheese, didn't they?
That coronary was brought to you by A-Up Me Duck. That's awesome. No, I mean, I'll tell you where we did go. Sainsbury's, and there's a story behind this because I wanted some oatcakes. Normally, you can only get them around North Staffordshire, so you end up driving for miles. But
You did from Retford, yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's a long way to go for your buns.
We ended up finding that Sainsbury's are now stocking them, in their stores. So we went to one at Worksop. By God, I always thought Sainsbury's were expensive. You were talking Aldi prices for some stuff.
Do you know something? It's somewhere. I think because there isn't one particularly local. I read. I think I've been in one. There used to be one in Doncaster Frenchgate Centre. I don't know if it's still there.
Still there?
And I've been in there once, but because we sort of like where I live. And the locations of the the Asda, the Lidl, and all that lot, it's sort of like, just don't.
I just found it really nice to go somewhere that I haven't been particularly before, and see the difference of what they got. And they've got some Caribbean stuff in there, you know, like brown chicken sauces and jerk paste. Oh, it's good. It's good.
I got some Jack Daniels sauce for my birthday.
Oh. Oh.
Jan says she's going to do us some ribs.
Oh. Your wife spoils you. Oh, apparently Co-op does oatcakes for sale as well. Oh,
When you're
cheers,
talking about
Ale.
bread, I'm into rye bread at the moment.
Are you turning into a hipster?
No, because I found out that because obviously what me being diabetic and that lot, bread is one of the sort of like deadly sins. So we've been experimenting with bits and pieces, and I found out that rye bread is really good for diabetic people. And yeah, I've been really enjoying using that.
The other one to look at, spelt, as long as it's not mixed with too much white flour. Because it's an ancient grain, so it's easier for us to digest.
Well, this is because it's low carb compared to sort of like your standard. Another one is the sourdough as well. By all accounts, that's lower, and I do like sourdough bread.
I love
But
that.
rye bread, when I first had it, I thought, okay, but I've got really into it. When I first had it, it had that little bit of soury kind of taste to it. But after a while, you just,
It's good. Right, well, now we've done the dealia part. Oh, triple rye bloomer in Tesco's bakery, proper nice for a sandwich. Hey up, you're coming out with some corkers tonight, son. Right, shall we say hello to who's in chat?
Yes, let's say hello to these wonderful people.
We have our resident culinary expert, hey up, me duck.
Hey,
How you doing, dude? Bill Richards, good evening. Darling. Dion, 78. Good to see you, mate. And, of course, the ever lovely Dawn W. Buggles. I've got to do that. Faxy M's, good evening.
Faxy.
Apparently Faxy's got a move coming up, bless him, which is never fun.
Ooh.
It's good luck with that, mate. Hope it goes well.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, I don't like moving.
No, neither do I. Fee, darling, Buggles. I'm going to have to work out. Yeah, that's better. Work out where the camera is. Yes. Freerider Vapor, good evening. Gaily Pops, hello.
Oh, you're all right, sweetheart?
Yeah, definitely. Big love to Zan as well. We've got Jay's Vape Reviews. Evening, Jay.
Jay, fist bump.
John Vaping Joker, hope you're doing well, mate. We've got Lynn Smith. Buggles. And Vapor Queen Becky. And I think Buggles. And I'm hoping no bread for Fee.
And that does sound nice, Gail. Rye bread with avocado and a poached egg is amazing.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, too right. I did that for Finn. My son, firstborn. When he comes here, it's like, what do you want for breakfast? And it's not just like a bowl of cornflakes. No, he's his old man's. I want bacon butties and scrambled egg with chive and all this wonderful stuff.
With a quail's egg.
Yes, quail's egg. I don't know where he suddenly turns into Gordon Ramsay as soon as he walks in. Yeah. What do you want for tea? I'll have tubes of forced pork mince within some form of organic wrapper with pommes frites. So you want sausage and chips? Yeah. Bloody hell.
Do you have to put them in a basket as well for him, the chips?
He can sod off. He's not having them in a basket. Oh, Adam, you are naughty. Good evening, Adam. He's not supposed to have bread due to diabetes, but inject some more insulin.
Well, that's what I've been doing because I'm on insulin now. But obviously that rye bread is supposed to be okay for diabetes.
Yeah, it's not, as you say, it's much lower carb, so it doesn't convert into so much sugar. Stevie, Black Country Vapor. Sorry, dude. Didn't catch her on the list. There we are. I hope Jasper's well.
Yes.
Yes, I soup in a basket doesn't work well. No. Mr. Anderson.
Mr.
Dude.
Anderson, filthy bump.
Well,
it's down at the bottom of the garden, got a brick round it.
Daz. It's good for
Has a
keeping
bucket in middle.
It's good for keeping kids quiet, though.
Yeah, especially if that long-haired, black-haired woman starts creeping out of it.
Oh, damn. I've just had a flashback to the Family Guy episode. Oh, low carb. Oh, bless you, Fee. I did low carb for a hell of a long time, but it was
hard.
pizza that broke me.
I tell you one thing, trying to do low-carb counting is really hard. Now that I'm obviously, because I'm on me standard insulin, then I've got sort of like a instant insulin that I have to take every time I have something to eat. And you look at on your plate and you've got to work out how many carbs you've got to determine how much insulin I've got to put in. That's fun.
Sod that.
I've never learnt so much maths.
I think it's the little bits. I mean, like that Moroccan thing I knocked up last night. There was figs in it. There was apricots. So there was quite a lot of sugar in from the fruit.
Yeah.
But,
I have to be mega careful with fruit. Mega careful.
See, this is it. Aop's just put it into a nutshell. He works on the road, so he can eat whatever takeaway shop. But it's a very physical job. Whereas mine's more sedentary and behind a desk. So therefore, I look at a ball bin and boom, my arse explodes.
Adam, I totally agree with you.
Bread's a tough one. Evening, Dawn. Uggles. Smoothies, yes. And that's one thing I found when I was doing the protein shakes. They don't, they're banging on about how much protein, but the cheaper stuff, they don't tell you how much sugar's in it.
Oh.
Jesus.
And smoothies, oh God, they're just a no-no. You just, no.
They're an occasional treat.
No, they're not a occasional treat, them. No, keep away from them.
Hey, until they tell me I'm screwed, they're an occasional treat.
Well, I'm doing pretty well. I mean, my average prior to me going on to me insulin, my prior blood levels were anything from the 23s, 24s up to 32.
Jesus.
I'm now down to single figures.
Yay!
Which
But you
well,
can't
I mean, I
drink
feel like a pincushion, I've got to admit. Total pincushion. Obviously, what we're testing my bloods and spiking myself all the time. This is... when I thought Pinhead was cool, no, this isn't cool. No.
Yeah, but come the summer, we'll be able to just give you a pint of water and make you go and stand next to flowers.
Yeah, no, I'll be like a sieve. But yeah, I'm well chuffed. I mean, one of my worst times was the fasting from going to bed and waking up, and the waking up before I had anything to eat. That was really bad. That's when I used to hit nearly 30 or 32s, and that the spiking in the morning was terrible. So obviously with the insulin that I'm taking at the present moment, I'm now getting round about the 7 to 8 mark, which is absolutely fantastic. So it is working.
Which I'm exceptionally glad to hear, dear boy.
The only downside to, like I said, is sort of like you're literally pricking yourself all the time.
Have you seen how much sugar's in Slim Fast? It's a fucking diet drink, and as much sugar as... I can well believe it, because if you lose the fat, they up other stuff to make it more palatable.
You find out that a lot of these low-fat things have got a lot of sugar in them as well. You think you're doing... My wife, I have got to admit, Jan, she is absolutely an amazing woman, Because when she goes shopping, it's an absolute nightmare now, because literally she's looking at continuously at all the labels. Because you think that something is really healthy, and you've got the traffic light system. Even the traffic light system isn't omitting exactly what's in it. So for argument's sake, you get a low calorie, low fat yogurt, you'll find out that low fat, it might have low fat, but then you find out it's got tons of sugar in it. But then you have to work out what the actual sugars are, because they split it up. A bit like salt. They say it's got X amount of salt in, and then sodium.
Same stuff.
Sodium is salt, and they do it with the sugars as well. It's a nightmare.
I know it's coming at some point due to family history, but I'm trying to put it off as long as possible, dear boy. Yeah. Oh, Adam says, feel your pain, Mark. I've been on injections and blood sugar monitor for the last 5 years. My fingertips are buggered.
Yeah.
Chris Doyle, good evening. Orion's. Dude.
I think one of the lucky things, Adam, than more than else with my fingers, is because I've played guitar all these years, I've got calluses on my fingers. So I think that's helping with the actual stabbing of the actual fingers.
Still don't know how you do it. So, well, moving on from calluses on fingers and slightly related, is it me, or did that outpouring of love for Meatloaf end very quickly?
I don't know. Why? What do you mean?
Well, you know when he died, it was virtually all day.
Yeah.
It was all day Meatloaf, blah, blah, blah. And there seemed to be an outpouring of love. And then it's 24 hours later, it was just gone.
To be honest with you, I think that's how our society is.
Yeah, but when Bowie went, it went on for days.
Ironically, that's BBC News telling us all about Meatloaf. Well, let's face it, the country, all they're interested in is Boris Johnson and his bloody parties.
Oh, don't.
That's all they're on about now. And that's it. That's all they want to talk about. Oh, yeah, and the, obviously, price of fuel.
Yes.
That's going to be a shocker to everyone.
Well, don't, because about 10 minutes later, they then try and pull the wool over your eyes again.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, what the government hasn't told the majority of people is that places like us that uses diesel fuel, we use red diesel for all our plant gear, the actual plant, running of the actual plant to crush the materials, we use red diesel. As of April, we've now got to use white diesel.
Which is another cost going up.
Well, I'll give you a rough guess. When I first started, now don't forget, I've only worked at Yorkshire Aggregates since April. No, sorry, tell a lie. July. I've only been working at Yorkshire Aggregates since July. When I first started there, for diesel per litre, red diesel we were talking about, it was 55 pence, give or take.
Yeah.
Right? It is now nearly 80 pence a litre.
So it's mirroring normal diesel.
Right? So, when we buy that, we won't be able to buy red diesel anymore. We'll be buying white diesel. The cheapest white diesel that we can get hold of is £1. I think it's £1.13, £1.20, around that mark. So basically, our fuel for the actual running of the quarry is going to double.
Yeah.
So who's going to pay for that?
What's going to come on to the customer?
It's going to come on to the customer. So things like building works, houses, all that lot, the money is going to shoot up because material costs are going to double.
Well, I mean, going back to the Lecky, the thing that really boiled my piss, and Gailey, you're going to like this one. I was listening to Radio 4, as is my wont, while I was having a quick chug in the car. And there was a very nice, posh southern geezer telling us what help there was out there for people that needed it. Yeah. And he went on for about 10 minutes, and you thought, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. And then he drops this bombshell. But of course, that's only for customers in England and Wales. Apparently, the fuel subsidy that you get in winter in England, they won't be bringing in the amended scheme into Scotland. They're doing the loan and everything. It's the winter extra that they give to pensioners and things.
I mean, it's like what they're doing there. It's that loan.
Oh, don't. £200 and then you pay it back over 5 years.
Yeah. So that's basically £40 a year, isn't it?
Yeah, on top of what you already paid. Yeah. Do you think that's the sweetener because the income tax is going? Isn't it?
Well, the
insurance.
national insurance is going up, isn't it?
Yeah.
But what really, it kind of annoys me is that when we pay for our fuel, we also pay for a green levy as well.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, well, why are we paying for this green levy?
Well, not wishing to sound cynical, but are you sure this isn't just to make electric seem a lot cheaper? The loan solves bugger all. You got it there, Bill.
Yeah, of course it does. It solves absolutely nothing.
All it's doing is it's taking some of the shock out of April.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, instead of sort of like giving it across the board, they should be looking after the people that can't afford it.
Oh, this is it.
Because let's face it, Boris Johnson, he gets his £200 off his bill.
That'll pay for the wine and cheese.
But will he notice that? Would he notice if he didn't get that £200? On his wages, I doubt it.
Have you got the new Geek Vape with the passage on it? Looks nice.
I haven't, no.
Which one is it you've got?
What one have I got? I got one just in.
You have, which is very nice, actually.
It's the Paris Geek Vape. It's the Geek Vape S100. That's the newest one from Geek Vape I've got, which is that one. I mean, that's a box.
It is actually mirrored on the mod, and it's quite a nice looking mod, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks. It's an Aegis. It's Geek Vape. Aegis style looking. Single 18 650, and it comes with the Z tank. But it does look nice.
And the review will be coming at some point soon.
It will be coming in soon.
He's gone all Vic. His postman's got hernia.
Oh God, honestly, the postman's been crazy. Honestly, but, yeah, I've got that coming up.
And while we're talking about mods, I've got to mention that Arse Kiss.
The Arse Kiss?
Yeah, the Arse Kiss 2. Why did Smot do it?
Oh, that. Yeah.
It's the PSG football club.
I know.
Yes, Paris Saint-Germain. But the that Arse Kiss. No.
It's not exactly.
I must admit, I've not vaped it. Vaping it is probably fine. As we were discussing this prior to the show going on, and the Smot do make ugly mod.
It is an ugly mod.
And why put a baby on top of it? All right, it's a V2.
Not literally a physical baby, but
no, we don't. We don't.
I'm just going to stick Jeremy on here. There you go.
Jeremy, relax.
Boy.
Relax, or the contact on the 510 won't fit properly. Go on, relax.
See, the problem is, like I said to you about them, most of their 510s are press fitted in. So what will happen is you'll get, and I know this will happen, you get people that will not take the base off their actual mod. They'll leave the base on when they change the coil. And they'll tighten it and tighten it and tighten it, and it'll end up snapping. You just know that people are going to be like that.
Well, especially, I mean, admittedly, until you get your hands on it, you can't see whether it's press fitted or not. But the chances are it probably is.
Probably is.
Evening, Gary.
Evening, Gary and Orion. Fist bump to you and huggles.
Having to retry old stuff because of lack of new RDAs. Now vaping on. Sorry, dear boy, you've just popped up. The Wake RDA, not bad on top of the art mod.
Yeah, the Wake RDA was a good little RDA.
Yeah, I'm still intrigued.
Well, I'm on the Recurve V2 review out next week. I've also got another one. I actually got an RDA. I was well chuffed.
Yay!
I know.
This one's interesting.
Alexa S24 from Inhale and Org Vape. It's that there. And it's, where is it? There, I haven't built on it yet. Tiny little thing. I put it in squonk mode. I'm going to build on it. It's a single deck, very wasp. I know you'll not be able to see that. Very wasp nano-y. Got to admit. Now I do like the wasp nano, so
it's no bad thing.
It's a tiny little thing, but it's an RDA. So like, yeah, it's not a pod.
I do like it though. I mean, it's just a tiny little thing. You know, it's
a
stealthy.
lovely little thing. It's a stumpy little thing.
The only problem I ever had with the Wasp Nano was it cut my lips.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that this, if you don't build it carefully, it could do that. But yeah. But I've got to admit, I'm on the Recurve 2 at the moment, and I'm loving that.
Hey up, he set off my Alexa. No, it didn't. Excellent.
Do you know something? If I say workshop near our Alexa, it triggers it.
No, she's behaving at the minute. I can't believe she reacted to you, though, the little hussy.
Yeah. And it's called the Alexa.
Stop it. She's listening.
I can't help it. That's what it's called. That's going to be fun when I do a review, isn't it? Everyone's Alexa's going to go off. So what I'm going to do is say, Alexa SoulOhm. See if it will... You never know.
No, she missed that one.
Talking about reviews, I had a good one today. You know, some people put some lovely comments, and they really do put some lovely comments. I'll let me find it, because it'll be on here straight, because I've not replied to it yet. And I ought to reply to it. This was for the Pyro V4. A Mr. or a Mrs. EB Sting. You show a gunmetal one in the thumbnail, but you use a matte black one. I was hoping to see a gunmetal one in the hand.
Okay.
Dear points of view. So I don't know what do I answer to that? Because I thought that thumbnail took me probably about 2 hours to make. Because I don't know about if you've noticed my thumbnails. I'm really been trying to make an effort in my thumbnails, trying to get them all a bit arty, a bit more nicer than I used to do them. And I am spending a lot of time making my thumbnails. And I think that one took me about 2 hours to make, that thumbnail. And then you get comments like that, you think,
Not as good as that one that accused you of using cartoon characters.
oh God, yeah.
That was a good one. Now, I'm intrigued here because, hey up me duck, I've just seen your message about the pressure lock issue with the Blotto single. I'd not heard about a problem with the pressure lock.
With the Blotto single, I've got the Blotto single.
I'm just...
And I've had no leaking issue whatsoever. Is this
lock.
the new Blotto? Or the little Blotto?
It'll be the little one, won't it?
Because that's a single coiler.
That's intriguing.
I've got it somewhere. Yeah,
When I
I've,
put the
I've
top
had
cap
no
on.
problems with mine. I definitely have had no problems with mine leaking. So there's a pressure lock issue with the Blotto single. Even tried removing the O-ring like Bogan recommended, and it still had the leak issue. Really? You're on about the 24 version, not the new one.
There's the
Hi Shane,
Think-
fist bump.
yeah.
Is
It's
it
getting
the one that
confusing
I
with all these
reviewed?
Blottos. I think
Or is
so.
it the newer one?
I'm not sure if it's a Dubpo X vaping Bogan Blotto RTA single coil.
Feasings, it's the 23. That's the one I
23.
reviewed. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've had no problem.
I must admit, I had a few. My original Blotto, when I bought that, I did have some incredible problems until I started mucking around with the O-rings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had leak problems with it left, right, and centre. It was a pain in the arse. I thought it was my
Yeah,
wiki.
I thought it was the one I reviewed. Yeah, I can honestly say, unless I've just been very, very lucky, I've had no issues with it leaking at all.
Shane, yeah, UKVS is on tonight, mate. No, it's. I'm really surprised at that because everything I'd seen so far, I've seen nothing but love for it. So that pressure, I'll have a look at that. That may be something we all need to know. Because I was considering
Fees
buying
is
one.
fine as well. Yeah, I can say when I had it, and blooming heck, I think, how long did I have it? I think I had it 3 weeks before I even reviewed it.
Mm.
And I think I left it, because especially with tanks, I like to leave them with a load of juice in. And I like to leave them alone, just sat there doing nothing to see if they do leak. That's one of my testy things. Because you normally can find out if it's going to leak if you just leave it to stand.
I normally find this the second day. Something happens to the cotton and it just goes boom. But I mean, the original Blotto, I think it was that bloody horrible glass. Well, it wasn't glass, was it? It was bleeding plastic. But that they were using.
Shane's
on
got
tank.
the Pyro 4. It's I love it. I put it in swank mode and I love it even more. I have that on me, what do you call it, my top side, my SQ.
Apparently, the O-ring around the chimney under the top cap causes the issue. It's the top cap inner fitting that's forcing air down as you put the top cap. I can see why. I mean, when you look at it, the picture of it, you can see you're going to get some pressure build up under the top cap. But that's interesting. One of your calls, Mark.
Not sure what you mean, Alan.
But one of those.
But yeah, I've always done it, especially with tanks. I always like to leave them for a couple of days with juicing them, see how they act. I even do it with sort of like, things like pod systems and that lot.
Think of getting the Pyro 4, tried to order one, but bloody herpes failed to deliver it. The original Blotto, Shane, it was bloody horrible. Great vape. When you got it to work, it was fantastic, but by God, did it dump.
Strange, that one. And if Bogan knows already about it...
There must be a problem then.
Interesting. Unless... See, you never know, because it's so like, I might have had an early batch, or I might have had a late batch.
True. Fair point. I mean,
And
there's normally some tweaks, isn't there? Cheers for that, Ailme Duck. I'll have a shufty at that. It's fourth vid in this search list where Bogan explains the issue from feedback and how to resolve it. The pressure lock pushes the wick out.
All right.
I saw Ginger Vapor rebranding of their box mods and now soldering stations with interchangeable 510 soldering rods.
Interesting.
Blotter Max has currently got it on my Purge Back to Basics V4. Ho, 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 ho. It's an interesting mix.
Yeah. I'm not. I like the Blotto, but I like it and I don't kind of like it. It's all right.
I can see why. I mean, the original Blotto, I got sucked into the hype and bought the limited edition at 45 quid at Expo. I mean, I got stung on that. But it was a pink spatter and it was nice. It was neat. It was fabulous. But was it worth the extra cash? No, to be blunt. However, I did get to meet Bogan, so I was quite chuffed on that.
So when you go to Expo, and if he's at Expo, you can take it. Oi, I want my money back. Oi,
Wouldn't do that.
Shite. Oi,
Would
Bogan,
not
get it.
do
Shite. I've spent 45 quid on this thing, and shite.
Stop it. Dear God, Alan. Your keyboard's going mental, mate. He'll be right back. He's sorting out his keyboard issues.
Yeah, be right back. Key woogie. Oh my God. Danielson.
Well, that's why I had such high hopes for the Blotto Max, because I thought any problems with the original Blotto, Hogan's going to sort of gone back to the drawing board a bit on
Well,
some
you
stuff.
thought it would have done, wouldn't you? But
And to be fair, there wasn't a lot needed tweaking. It just, I had a real problem with leaking with it. But let's be right. Normally, in my case, if I really fancied the look of an RTA, I can guarantee something is going to go horrifically wrong. And it's not just my building or wicking. No. No. No.
No. Honestly, it's not. Honestly.
Right there, SoulOhm. Right there. Oh, and moving slightly onwards, here's something. I don't know if you've seen it. Planet of the Vapes. There was a fascinating article. It's the University College London did a comprehensive analysis of vaping habits.
Oh, I ain't seen that one.
He's a corker. So it's run from 2013 in October up to October 2021. And it's interesting to see how e-cigarette use and against heated tobacco has risen. So it started off at just under 5% and it's up to 7.1, which doesn't sound a lot. But you've also got to consider that the number of smokers has dropped rapidly as well. But they also went on to ask about, did you use nicotine? Is it rechargeable with pre-filled cartridges? And it goes through that. And apparently what they're saying is that use of e-cigarettes has remained stable. Use of dual and heated tobacco products is extremely rare, which, interesting. E-cigarettes used by never smokers remains extremely rare. So the gateway argument falls down. E-cigarette use in smokers and recent ex-smokers has hit the plateau. And we've talked about this. We're into the diehards now.
Of course we are.
And this one surprised me. Half of e-cigarette users and the majority of nicotine replacement therapy users are dual. So they still smoke to some extent. And that's a big difference to when I was trying to pack in the fags first time. And you normally found that people on nicotine patches or using, the cigalikes at the time, it was die hard. If this doesn't work, I'm never going back, and then you go out and buy a packet of 20 when it didn't work. But I very rarely
I never had
smoked,
that.
and didn't you?
No, I don't know whether I'm fortunate or lucky or whatever you want to call it. When I first started, see, I never planned on stopping smoking ever. It was not even in my forefront of smoking. I was quite happy as a smoker. The only reason why I tried vaping was because of the smoking ban, sorry. And the hotel that we was in took nearly 15 minutes to get out of to go and have a cigarette. And I thought, oh, I'll have one of these e-cigarettes because you can smoke one of them in your room at the time you could. And that was the only reason.
See, mine was diagnosis with COPD. So that scared the shit out of me, which is why I eventually did it. But, I mean, they also go on to say frequency of use among users is greater in ex-smokers, which we believe, we'd understand. What surprised me was the amount of people, of the people that they've actually asked, nearly 50%, and these are ex-smokers and smokers as well, are vaping less than 6 milligram.
Now that doesn't surprise me anymore. Because when I first started vaping, I was on 32 milligrams. That's where I started. And you found that averaging people would round that or down to about 24. Since we've had the nicotine cap of 20, most people are sort of like around the 12 mark.
Well, that's what these figures are showing. The 12 milligram to 19 milligram is making up about 30% in ex-smokers. It took me a while to work my way down to 3 mil.
Yeah. I went from 32, and when I found out about clouds and direct lung in it, when all SoulOhm came into it, that's when I dropped. I was on 6 milligram, and that was sort of like getting a bit too when you direct lung in, and I went straight to 3. And I've been on 3 ever since. So I've been on 3 milligrams since what? 2013, 14, somewhere around there.
Bloody hell.
Because that's when I seriously got into my Macs and all that lot and RDAs.
Well, that was when, because I was on 6 for about a year, and then when I started getting onto the more powerful mods and mechs, that's when I dropped it because I was burning out the back of my throat.
Yeah, Faxi, you're on 1.5 milligrams.
Jesus Christ.
I think it's great.
It's fab. I didn't dual use once I realised how much money I was saving by vaping. The difference a month nearly covered my car payments. 100%, mate. I mean, I was anywhere from 30 to 40 a day. And at the time, that was £8 a day. Every day. That soon builds up.
Oh, God, I mean, blooming out. The last time I bought... Well, I never used to buy tailor-mades. I used to buy roll-ups. And the last time I bought any roll-ups, I think it was sort of like £40 I used to pay for 100... No. How much is the 50 grams, weren't they, in a pack? I used to buy... I think it was somewhat daft like six pouches for something like £40. It was something daft like that. And that used to last me a month.
Oh, Fee! Huggles! She started vaping to cut down on the cigs, and 10 days ago gave up the cigs.
Awesome!
That's fantastic news, girl. You picked a hell of a time with all the brownouts, but recharging batteries takes 3 days now. I started on 12 mil because I knew I'd be chain vaping from the start, dropped to 6 mouth to lung and 3 mouth to lung direct, purely because I found decadent vapors did 40 mil short fills. That was one of the things when I went on to short fills that it was easier working out what 3 mil was because you just dumped the bottle in it.
I've got to admit, I still miss my 100 ml bottles with nicotine already in them, though.
Oh, they were fab. They were just phasing out, obviously, when I started for the
I
second
remember
time.
the days.
10 days later, 3 years ago. Still fantastic, Fee. Chris, I think Bill's got one, mate.
Yeah, I'm really tempted. I've got to admit, I like the look. I'm not too bothered about the clear plastic. I'd go for the block black, as I'd call it. I'd go for that one. I like the thought that it's got an 21700. I like the thought that you've got the bridge, so you can build your own. It's got everything. It's ticking all the boxes for me. But at 64, I think is the cheapest I've seen it. I think I'm going to hang fire because in about a month, 2 months' time, that's going to seriously drop.
Evening, Mick.
You see, I've already got a billet box. Well, it's a clone billet. It's the SK, whatever it is, billet box, which I absolutely love to pieces. But the pulse is tugging me because it's a 21700. I am mega tempted.
Do what I do, buy that much clearance juice that when you nick it up, it ends up getting 6 months to a year to stink by the time you vape it.
Yeah. Chris, you've seen it at 79. Ooh. Yeah.
Oh, Free Rider's got... I think I'm the only one that hasn't bloody got one.
Wow.
Fantastic, thank you, Mick. The Pulse AIO.
Yeah, I haven't got it.
I have some serious concerns about the durability of it. I'm just not a fan of pressed plastic. I know what a clumsy bugger I am.
Saying that, the solid one looks decent enough. I'm just not into clear plastic anyway.
That atomic yellow, nah, don't need that.
No, it just looks like piss. That.
Just found a bottle of clearance from 2020. Full bottle, still good.
Yeah,
Did anybody else? Did anybody else read that in the Stitch voice?
Oh, Bill, you've got the solid black one. Yeah, I think if I was going to go for one, I'd go for the solid black. But I'm going to wait until it drops down a bit.
Well, I'm hoping that I might be able to pick one up on the slightly cheaper at Expo. But
yeah, I mean they'll drop. They're bound to. That's the thing about vaping nowadays. You can say most things have only got a short shelf life now, and it's the next best thing that's on.
Ooh.
What?
Feast. She's got the Cthulhu AIO and bought the Vessel RBA to go in it. That Cthulhu AIO is a thing of beauty.
Yeah. Downside to the Cthulhu, though, it's an 18650.
See, I'm not hung up on the 21700, so...
I am. I'm hung up on the 21700. The simple reason for battery life. I can't see the point. If you're vaping like I kind of vape, I'm still a Clasbro Clouds kind of person. And if you're going to have a low ohm coil in there, you need a 21700, not an 18650. 18650, you're going to be swapping your batteries out all the time. I know this because I'm a Met guy. I've done the carrying bloody half of Tesla in my back pocket.
Yes, but when you've only got a little willy, you need all the padding you can get. Now leave me alone, I'm happy.
Lynn, you picked it up for 37 quid. That's blooming good.
That's a bloody good price.
Yeah.
Don't own anything 18650 now, Shane. Bloody hell.
Do you know something? I can't remember the last time I tell a lie. I do lie. That's got an 18650 in it. And that, I chuck through batteries like nobody. I leave it up in here when I'm doing my editing and that lot, this. Because it's a nice vape. But it's still an 18650, and I chuck through batteries like nobody's business.
To be fair, I think I would struggle, not online obviously, but I would struggle locally to get 21700 at a decent price.
All you have to do is go online.
Oh no, I try and keep my vape spending online as low as possible because I get developing shiny itis.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, if you only go to Fogstar, all they sell is batteries.
Yeah, but then they've got those very enticing chargers that sort of wiggle themselves at you and no.
See, that's the only place I'll buy batteries is
Yeah.
from Fogstar. That is the only place.
I picked up some of those vape cells. They're not bad. The vape cell golds are absolutely cracking.
Yeah.
Reds that
I'm either getting Molicels or me Samsungs. That's it. That's all. And I just buy them from Fogstar.
I've really struggled to get my hands on Samsungs. A lot of the local guys around here, there's been that many fake Samsungs flying around. They're just sick of people bringing them back saying, you sold me a dud. They bought it in good faith from the wholesaler, and it turns out they bought some fakes.
Yeah. Exactly, Mick. I mean, you go to Fogstar, especially on Fogstar Friday, 20% off.
Now, what's his face? Geezer who reviews batteries.
Mooch.
He had an interesting 21700 up there. It was a pre-production. Now, whether he was going to be reviewing it to see, but that would look like a new Molly cell.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? Yeah, I didn't actually get a chance to read that.
Well, there wasn't a lot on it. There was a couple of comments about I don't trust pre-production reviews, but that was it. So it looked interesting.
But I can't rate Fogstar highly enough. And
100%.
We really can't, especially on the prices. The customer service is fantastic. Delivery is fast as out.
Oh, there we go. Frogstar Friday is 15% off, but if you use POTB20, you get 20% off any day.
Oh, I'll have to remember that.
Cheers, guys. That's banging, that. Because I'm about due for my 12-month recycle of batteries as well.
Yeah, I normally buy them in bulk. Because I'm using Mex a lot, I like to change them every year. And I have done even when I used to use 18650s, but I'm not going through as many now. When we're using 21700s all the time.
No, fair point. I mean, I've got 3 pairs on rotation for this. So, then, they're not bad. I don't know. The only thing I find with the pods, they do seem to wear down the battery life a lot. In comparison to the larger mods that I used to use. Like me,
I've got the Oxford, what do you call it? The Unibox. I haven't started using it yet. But that has got a lot of gear on, the actual board. But again, it's an 18650. I think they're wasting such a good board on an 18650. Should have been a dual battery mod or a 21700.
Well, I mean, as I say, Expo, it can't all be pods, surely. So I'm intrigued to see what.
Well, there'll be definitely the Pulse there. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if there's a Pulse AIO V2 out by then.
It'd be interesting.
Oh, he's bound to, because let's face it, most of the new releases get released round the Expo.
Yeah.
I know things have changed now, what with COVID and everything, but that's how it always used to be. All the new releases. So it wouldn't surprise me if there's not especially with the Pulse. I'm sure there'll be a Pulse AIO V2.
Well, I mean, I'm not expecting any big faces over at Expo, so I'll be pleasantly surprised.
I wouldn't, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised. Especially out there struggling over there.
Um, we were lucky enough to bump into Grim, weren't we? So,
Oh, yeah.
but,
So that was prior COVID.
well, this is it. And whether Mike comes across with the recurve too, the white drip. Oh, why white?
You what, sorry?
Why white? Why a white drip tip? They always show lip gunk.
Yeah, I've never understood. But some people are into white. Me, I'm not.
There you go. That's Tony B for you. V2 by March.
Yeah, it will be. I guarantee you, it'll be like a V2 or a Pro. They'll guarantee you there'll be something. That's why I'm, as much as I would love to get hold of a Pulse, I'm hanging fire.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, let's be right. Tony is known for releasing various models rather quickly.
See, I'd be probably more tempted just to buy the rebuildable deck and use it on me billet box.
True. Fair point. Fair point. I mean, the AIOs are become, there's a definite increase in interest in them, isn't there? So,
Well, the billet box style, there's a big interest in it now, which I think's great. I mean, the billet box itself hasn't changed much besides what board's inside it since it was first basically invented.
I still want to see somebody re-release the Cherry Bomb.
The Cherry Bomb. Do you know what I'm surprised that never was re-released? Was the Vapor Shark. Not the Vapor Shark, the Vapor Flask. You know the Flask?
Yeah.
The Flask? I thought they were an ace mod, them.
Yeah, but the Cherry Bomb mixed manliness with, you could blow your bleeding head off.
Oh, I'll never forget. Who were it now? Dave Dawn. He bought a brand spanking new one. He wanted a clone. It was a brand spanking new one. Put 2 batteries in. He went thermal.
Oh, God.
We had a guy on the Ohm Service, one of Chris's mates.
Yes.
And he was a big fan of the Cherry Bomb. He collected them.
There was just something about them. They were dead basic, but by God, they were pretty. They were nice. Especially with the prints of the young lady on, the 50s pin-up.
Yeah, it was F clones, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. They tried to release the Vapor Flask with Wismec. Trouble was it was only took a 22mm atom.
Yeah, I mean, we've seriously moved on from 22s, haven't we, nowadays?
Thank God. Going blind trying to coil 22.
Yeah, but the reduction of the actual chamber increased the flavour.
Yeah, but again, it cooks your lips.
You do see.
You think my hands are big?
Honestly, I'm fine with his 0.0 ohm coil on a series mod.
Loving the Dovepo Top Gear DNA 250C with the Dead Rabbit V3. Yum yum.
How you get on with Dead Rabbit V3? I've noticed that they brought out the Dead Rabbit single coil tank.
Have they?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's another thing that's... Why don't you just call it something else instead of using Dead Rabbit?
That's a cash grab, isn't it?
I mean, if it's a single coil, it's not even a Dead Rabbit, is it? It's half a rabbit. I'm going to bring a new range out called Mixomatosis.
Long drip tips for the win. Don't fade, because I still have some wooden vase tips somewhere. They were cracking. I did like my vase tips. They look bloody stupid on top of the wasp, but it saved me skin.
See, I'm with wasp. I've still got my wasp. It's still here. I still have my little wasp. No. I love that thing. Brilliant.
Is it a rab or a bit? No, it's a rabbi. Oy vey, somebody's taken the tip off. Absolutely banging flavour, just kind of over drip a bit at the minute. Cool.
What? Ooh.
No, it was responding to your question how he's getting on with the V3.
Ooh.
Absolutely banging flavour, just kind of over drip a bit at the minute. I just went, cool. Not ooh. Dear Lord.
Ooh.
Oh, speaking of oohs.
Oohs?
Yes, I didn't realise John Wick 4 is due out this year.
I knew they was going to do one, but I didn't know it was coming out this year.
Yeah, I was going through some of the new releases, and it looks like May is going to be the month. You've got the new Marvel Stephen Strange out.
Yeah, I can't wait for
During
that. It
May.
looks really good.
I'm still waiting for Morbius.
Yeah, that looks really good as well.
That looks absolutely fantastic. And if you have Disney Plus, I can highly recommend. There's a new animated series on called Hit Monkey. It's a bit bizarre, but there's something about it that just sucks you in. Oh, it's brilliant. Absolutely superb.
I've not seen that.
It's a weird one. It popped up. It just started auto-playing after the last episode of Book of Boba Fett. It was brilliant.
I'll have to have a look.
Oh,
I'm enjoying Boba Fett.
don't.
The one with the Mandalorian was interesting.
Yes. You seen this week's episode?
No, I haven't seen it yet. Well, yeah, I thought that whole episode was a Mandalorian episode.
There is a lot of pushback. People basically saying the Book of Boba Fett should have been Mandalorian Series 3. It was too soon for Boba Fett, which I can see the arguments for and against. Bloody hell, Faxi, that's a good price. Picked up the Top Gear DNA for 60 quid.
Blimey, that is a good price, especially with your DNA.
Yeah, too, right?
250C. Blimey,
It is good though, Fee, isn't it? I mean, it's the thing I'm loving about it was the Sand People backstory.
Oh, I thought that was ace, that.
Because that's the one character that's always been sort of whitewashed over, the Tuscans. And to see that little bit more information about them was brilliant. Loved that.
No, I haven't tried the Nano V2 RDA. Any good?
Ooh. You had to go on it, Paul.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, a lot of the stuff that I've been getting in at the moment is either pods or AIOs. It just seems to be the thing at the moment.
Yeah, the RDA market since America went down the tubes is really dropped
I mean,
off.
the stuff that's coming in, it's either, like I said, AIOs or pods at the moment. That's what. Well, you can see what I've been reviewing. What's coming in like. I mean, I've got the couple of Steam Graves and that lot, but again, I'm back to AIOs or single battery mods.
Be interesting to see whether all this pod activities actually had a knock on with the coiling kits and things as well.
It must have killed it. Well, I don't even know if Coilmaster even exists anymore.
Well, I mean, obviously the shops I go into, they still have coiling gear, but you don't hear much of it. Alan, take care, mate.
Big fist bump. Thanks for joining us, kiddo.
Cheers, Alan.
But
You
yeah,
know,
I mean, even sort of like buying wire. I mean, as in a spool of wire. I
um,
bet that's dropped as well.
well, said. I mean, the guys that I used to go to have gone bust, so they've stopped doing it. But
Well, I
I mean,
mean, Crazy Wire, they packed in, didn't they?
yeah, well, it was crazy where I used to go to,
Hmm?
but yes, there is, mate.
Yeah, they're on in about 40 minutes' time.
They are. They should be well fluffed and freshly. Seen Core Master stuff for sale, but it's been like 2 years since anything new has been released. I can believe
Yeah.
that.
I
The
mean,
last big
even like
thing.
your tabs and things like that, they used to be quite popular. You know, on Facebook or Instagram, you used to see tabs and things like that advertised and all that. But you don't see any of that now.
No, it's almost like it's become an underground thing now. Coil building again. I mean, yeah, you can buy pre-mades and all the rest of it. I mean, you know,
I mean, here in the UK, we've always been more tanks than we've ever been RDAs. RDAs are more American, and I think that's why you don't see that many RDAs being released here. I
see,
could be wrong.
no, I'd go with that. I mean, the thing I find is tank's great if you're out and about, yeah. But if I want to sit down, watch something on the telly, and I want a really indulgent vape, I'll go for the RDA. There is something just so pleasing about it.
When I go to work at the present moment, the kit that I've normally got on is the Thelma single coil 21700 and me Arbiter V2.
Do love the Arbiter.
I do. It's a crack, especially for work.
Mm.
Because obviously I've got my drive. I mean, you can't drip and drive. It's just crazy. And then obviously when you're at work, it's sort of like have a quick tote and then put it down. Then I'm working, and that's how I work. So, but yeah, when I'm at home, it's RDAs and a mech.
Bill, I would 100% agree with you there that a good RTA now is the same sort of quality of vape as an RDA. But there's just something about that dripping,
Oh God,
and
yeah.
the richness. It's just
Do you think there will be any poem testers?
poem testers. You've lost me there, Faxi. Ohms testers.
Ohms testers.
I haven't seen my expo in ages.
You might get Evolution Vapors. They might sell them. There's normally that Premier e-cigarette company that's normally there. They might sell them.
Yeah.
Mush, good evening. Fist bump.
Evening, mush. See, I mean, Ohms testers, I
If you're after an
normally.
Ohms tester, have a word with Vinny. I can say
Yeah.
they sell them a little Ohms tester. It's if you're after a tab or something like that.
Now,
But saying that, to be honest with you, just a box standard. You've got a DNA. You've got a DNA 250C chip.
to
I
be
would
fair,
trust
you ain't
that.
going to get much better than
Yeah,
that.
you're not going to get much better than that to test your ohms.
I've got all the stuff to build coils. I've just got to start and stop procrastinating. Fake practice. That's the best thing.
That's how I did it. I mean, back in the day when I first started doing coils, it were on silica wick with 32 gauge wire. It's like you folded the silica wick into double, and then you got your wire, and you had to wrap the wire around the silica. It wasn't neat and tidy, trust me. Around that.
Oh, just seen on Facebook, no UKVS tonight.
No UKVS tonight.
That must be hot off the press.
That must be really hot.
Give me 2 secs. I will double check this. Where's Vic? There we go. No UKVS tonight. Okay.
Right. There you go.
17 minutes to go. Sorry, dudes.
Yeah, ironically, I spoke to our Aiden not long ago. He never mentioned it. So there you go.
I hope Vic's all right.
Yes, I do.
Damn. Oh, well.
No floofing tonight, then.
No floofing. Thanks, Shane. Appreciate that, mate. Stealth Fate have a nice home and build stand, a bit pricey.
Yeah, I used to like Stealth Fate, but yeah, they did get pricey.
See, I've never owned one of the tabs, and I always wanted one.
I've owned 2 tabs that packed in on me, and I have now...
Mr. A, not at all, mate.
I've got that one.
Oh.
And this, I've had this absolutely donkey's years. And it's like having a mech, so you've got your side part there, but you've also got one at top. So you can use it as a mech.
Bloody hell.
Well, it's a little box mod. Yeah, it holds a single 18650. But I mean, cracking little. I've had this absolute years. I bought 2 tabs, you know, the big block square ones.
Yeah.
And both of them packed in. This little thing.
To be fair, I bought it was a little cheap home tester off Amazon, and I ran it against a couple of the mods I had, and I think it was coming out at more much better at reading the ohms than the actual mods were. And that thing's been going for about 3 years. And it's a fab little bit of kit. I couldn't get one now if I wanted to.
One of the best ohms readers that you could get, and I don't think the company even exists anymore, was the American ohms.
Yeah.
They were fantastic, absolutely brilliant ohms readers. But you've got DNA. You're going to get an accurate reading on that.
Oh, God, yeah.
You just need a build. You just need a build, one of these piston stand to build on, and then just move it over onto your DNA.
Luckily, we know a man.
I mean, back in the day, I mean, especially when the days when these were around, the ohms on your actual mods were
Iffy.
okay. But let's face it, unless you're building really low, like when you're doing on your mechs and things like that, as long as obviously you've got no shorts that your mod will actually let you know if you've got a short anyway nowadays. Really, are you actually going to worry about if it's a 0.3 point something or it's supposed to be a 0.4?
You are if you're using the little robot. That's got a 0.35 limit.
Yeah. But you know where I'm coming from. Most mods now will go down to a 0.1 anyway.
Oh, God, yeah, 100%. I mean, let's be right. The little robot, I mean,
Yeah.
that's a math to longer anyway, isn't it? But you wouldn't go down that far. But...
I mean, the days of when we was sort of like seriously building on a mech, if you're building on a mech, you've got nothing to protect you at all. So you needed an ohms reader to know what ohms your actual coils were.
Oh,
and
God,
obviously
yeah.
if you had any shorts.
No, I can see where you're coming from, Faxi. I mean, the tabs, I remember them watching Vic testing his build on his tab, and I want one.
Well, I believe the one that Vic uses, the one with Doctor Who on it, someone made him it. In fact, I think it wanted Jay. Jay Vape Reviews, if he's still in chat, if you have a word with him, he used to make them. I don't know if Jay still does, if he's in chat still.
I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
I use my Odin mini DNA mod to read.
I've seen what time it is, so
Yeah. Spend the chip money on other mods. Good man.
But yeah, I mean, you can fax it. You can always email Vic and find out where he got it from.
Mm.
He will gladly email you back and let you know.
It might be worth doing some digging, seeing if Coilmaster is still about. I mean, they did seem to rest on their laurels a lot. There wasn't a lot of new stuff coming out for ages from Coilmaster.
No, Coilmaster just kind of...
It was a repackaged kit, and then the tabs all became very, very samey. Which was, it was always the same. I don't know what you mean out with Doug. He says about hiding a Pulse AIO behind his back. No, Shane. There's no.
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 Mark's got meds to take, and I'm knackered.
No. No, because let's have a look. We've lost 15 at past. So no.
I used to love the Coilmaster wire cutters for that very reason. With having such big fingers, it was nice being able to get into tight spaces with the needle tip.
Oh.
Stop it.
I think at the end of the day, they were a good kit. I mean, they rehashed it that many different times. It was the same gear, but...
Oh, God, yeah.
I remember when they were a big thing, though. They were a big thing. And I always remember when Vic got the version where you could do it anti-clockwise and clockwise. It was like, whoa! Simple little things like that excited me at the time.
And now just the mini tabs, they don't have the mech testing parts on.
If you definitely, I'm sure that J Vape Reviews, he used to make them.
Oh, Jay's.
And I think he was making. I think he was buying up DNAs, like DNA 60 and things like that, and putting them in them.
Mine, that wouldn't be a cheap tab.
You what? Sorry.
That wouldn't be a cheap tab if it's got a DNA in it.
If you're going for your DNA 60s, it's going to be cheaper than you think.
I have a pair of wire cutters I got back 7 years ago, still perfect, even though I used to cut titanium wire with them. Bill.
I used to go through wire cutters like nobody because I was using 20 gauge or 21 gauge. That's chicken wire.
I hate to think how many I've snapped the end off.
Oh, I've never done that. I just blunt mine.
Oh no, I always seem to manage to snap one of the ends off the cutters.
Yeah.
Because I do like the really thin ones.
Yeah.
But I tend to buy them from boys and that, they're modelling, because they have some really fine-ended ones.
I think the last pair I bought was from Maplin's.
Gee, now you're showing your age, son.
It's like saying I bought it from Woolworths, isn't it?
Oh, Maplin's was brilliant. You used to be able to walk in and they'd have robot building kits. And
I rather it when it were Tandies. With Radio Shack stuff.
Yeah. I just remember I always used to love going in, not to buy anything to build. It was just like, what's that do?
Well, it was great because we used to have a close friend that used to work there.
Oh, you lucky bugger. Oh, much cheers for that, dude. The
Really? DJ Vape, 17
quid.
quid. Blooming heck.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go. Little bro's going live at 9.
Oh, there you go.
Bill's still, Ain't McDuck still using the Bandy Vape wire cutters that came in the kit 4 years ago. That's impressive. I mean, I still remember learning how to coil when I started. It was a screwdriver.
Yeah, first thing I ever learned how to properly coil was on a screwdriver.
Oh, don't Mr. A, because I still remember the git down the road with this CB that was unsquelched. So every time he turned it on, every telly in the street went mental. Amazon have some good wire cutters. My old one's a PA. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that, Bill. Cheers, dude.
Right,
DJ
Vape is a
Vape.
drop shipping Chinese website. I didn't know that. It's not something I've ever used, to be honest with you.
No, to be honest, I've been going to Vaping 101. Hell of a lot for...
I haven't been going anywhere, to be fair. I think I bought a load of juice from Red Box.
Yeah.
I got about 600 mils worth of juice for 40 quid.
It's not a bad
From
one.
Red Box Vapes. Yeah, they're doing some right deals. You know, you've got 100 mil for 3 quid.
Bloody hell.
Oh, yeah. What am I on now? I've got them all downstairs. I think things like that, which is the Jam Monsters, they're sort of like $4.99 for 100 mil.
You can't sniff at that.
Well,
And that Q bar I purchased, the recyclable,
yeah.
still going a treat. We'd just been using it to sort of puff along to in the car. Not getting any nasty flavours from it as it gets further down. It's an absolute cracker. So all I've got left to do now is once it's dead to test out the recycling part. So
Right, I'm trying to get hold of our Aiden's
our Aiden's what?
link.
We're not floofing him.
It's my brother. I've got to floof me brother.
No, it was I'm trying to get hold of our Aiden's.
I'm going to have to open another website now. I always hate doing this when I'm live streaming.
Yeah, Washington Vapes they seem to have some fairly decent prices on hardware as well.
Yeah, Washington Vape, they do some really good deals.
1060ml juice for 15 quid. That's bloody good. It wasn't great stuff. But for £1.50 clearance juice, it did the job. This is it, mate. And every now and again, you do find a sparkler in the clearance bin.
Oh, of course you do. Well, you've always got to look at clearance. Always.
Always.
Got to be thrifty.
Well, saying that, I think I mentioned it last week. I discovered the Whitlicker Nick Salt range. By God, that is some tasty Nick Salt.
They've always been good, though, Whitlicker.
They have, but I don't know whether it's because it's obviously in a smaller pod and blah, 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 and the coils have got better. It just seems a much richer flavour. It's gorgeous, man. I'm thoroughly in love with the Carnival again.
I used to like Deja Vu.
I had some of that the other day, absolutely stonking. But I want to try the new one. Is it Banshee? Apparently, it's absolutely
I ain't
brilliant.
tried that one.
What we got? Bought the Coolfire Z80, 12 quid. Bloody hell, mush.
That's good.
There's not a 15-year-old crying somewhere, is there? Sorry, 18. I found a bottle of Milkman under my bed. I remember losing it about 8 months ago. It's nice and golden brown like juice used to be.
Yeah, I bet that tastes gorgeous, that.
Good
now.
man, Faxi. Oh, Nasty Juice and Kilo's collab juice called Dillinger. They created for a competition. Honeydew and watermelon. Oh! Now, what was that cream? You gave me a bottle to try. It was melon and cream. Dewberry. That was absolutely stunning. Contra is awesome done. You can't fault
Contra is nice.
Limit Matter. Blimey mush, you've got some bargains there, mate. See, it's days like this, when you see the price of some of the Matalung gears, I start wishing I'm Matalung instead of direct.
Get that slapped in there. There you go. That's the link to our Aiden's show.
Fabulous.
And he will be on with Adam at 9 o'clock.
Oh, God, the daring duo.
So, are we going to say our goodbyes?
I think we should. What are we on? Oh, God, yes, we definitely had. Right, chat, thank you so much. Absolutely loved tonight. I know we've done a vapey show again.
Ish. Ish.
Ish. Oh, that's always nice to see as well. Must just say you got the limit motor lung, and they just confirmed it's a cracking tank. Takes an aspired BVC coil if you take the deck out.
Cool.
Can't fault that.
Then BVC coils race.
Absolutely cracking. Chat, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure as always. For those on the catch up, thank you for spending your time with us. Really appreciate it. If you get a chance, we will be tweaking websites and things in the near future, so keep your eye out on that, SoulOhmReviews.com. If you've not visited, go and have a look. It's bloody good. And I will hand you over to the gaffer.
Right, I'm going to make this short and sweet because our Aiden is on now. Well, he should be on now at 9 o'clock. So, from me and BFG, we will see you all next week. Hopefully, Betty will be a lot better, and we have missed you, Betty. So, big love to you, kidder, and I hope you get well soon. So, from me and BFG, we wish you a good night. So, tatty bye.
Jazz hands.
Outro.
Mr. A. Love you guys. See you later. Go and join Aiden.